What's going on, y'all? Born for Sports, and you have reached the New York Knicks versus Celtics Game 3 Pregame. Now, for those new to the channel, I ask that you hit that subscribe button, smash that subscribe and like button to Born for Sports. And here we go, y'all. The Knicks coming off a two improbable, big-time, gut-check, gritty wins in Boston where no one gave them a chance, where not even those diehard Knicks fans thought they were going to get both games in Boston, but they did in an improbable comeback fashion. And here we are, y'all. We are about, let's say, 35 minutes away from tip-off in a electric garden, and man, it's gonna be goosebumps. No doubt about it. It's gonna be goosebumps out there. As you already, if you go out there, I got sources out there that are telling me, which are people that I know that are out in that atmosphere outside the garden. It is a madhouse right now, and it's about what you would expect. It's about what you would expect from this fan base, and coming off the excitement of seeing our New York Knicks, make history. They made history the other night, y'all. They made big time history as they became the first playoff team in NBA history to have two straight 20-point comeback wins in a playoff series. And it's really not just how they did it, it's who they did it against. It's against the world champion Boston Celtics, defending Boston Celtics champions, okay? It's how they did it. No one gave them a chance. And especially the way, the Celtics and Knicks, how those games have gone in the regular season has been well documented. It's been well documented how, the Knicks struggled against the top-tier teams in the league this year. And even though there was a lot of circumstances with those games, the bottom line is the bottom line. The Knicks did not look, competitive against a lot of those games, especially against the Boston Celtics. And, they went out there and they kept fighting. They kept fighting, and they just would not let go of the rope, and they found a way to win both of those games. Some might say, that it was gritty and it wasn't pretty, and it was showcasing that dog mentality. Straight like that. It was dog mentality out there, man. And these kind of wins you cannot just downplay of how they did it. First of all, let's break it down. Okay, they were down 20 in game one, and the Knicks went on a 31-11 run in game one and won that game in overtime. And it was just a straight bloodbath from there. I mean, they went on a sick run, and the Celtics had no answers. And of course, we all know what happened there. Jalen Brunson, Captain Clutch, doing what he does best, the best point guard in the Eastern Conference. He showed it. He went out there and took care of business. Hit clutch shots after clutch shots in game one and got the job done, man. And it wasn't just that. It was OG Anunoby, 29 points in that game. He put the clamps on Tatum, and we're going to get to that in a moment. Put the clamps on Tatum and outplayed Tatum mostly in this series and in that game especially. And Mikal Bridges coming up with key defensive stops and a key defensive play to win the game for the Knicks, okay? And that game right there was just all grit. It was all grit, man. When they were down 20, I don't think there was a soul out there that gave the Knicks a chance except us diehard Knicks fans. Because until the clock hits 0-0, the game ain't over. And that was a lesson learned there. And the Celtics, we all know the story. They chucked up 63 pointers in that game. It's who they are. They're going to do what they do. But they weren't falling. The Knicks played good defense, and they won that game. They took care of business in that game. It is what it is. And, in game two, they were down 20 in that game as well in game two, and then they went on a 34-13 run. Okay. Now, in that game, Mikal Bridges couldn't hit the ocean in that game. I mean, I believe he started off like what, 0 for 8? 0 for 8 in that game. He had no points. He played good defense the entire game. Don't get that twisted. But he couldn't buy a bucket early in that game. And most of the Knicks team couldn't buy a bucket in that game. They were just missing. You know what I mean? But once they went down 20, Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges, they took him home. Jalen Brunson was off that night up until that point. Okay. And, you know, Cat, who was holding it down, he also got into foul trouble. So there was a big, once they were down 20, they locked in on defense. They locked in, and Mikal Bridges caught fire in that fourth quarter. He scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. Okay. And the Knicks found a way to win that game. And Jalen Brunson with just showing why he is who he is, man. Just with clutch baskets. He really had an off game that night. He only had 17 in that game, but his buckets were incredibly clutch down the stretch, hit 2 free throws, and once again, OG Anunoby, Mitch Robinson played good defense, but once again, Mikal Bridges came up big, not just with a huge fourth quarter, okay, as he scored all 14 of his points in that quarter on the comeback trail, but also great defense, including another end of the game stop, this time on Tatum. He got Brown in game 1. This one was on Tatum, and the Knicks with an improbable 1-point win. And the Knicks are just going to have to keep that momentum during the game. Don't wait till you're down 20, man. We need that. We need y'all to lock in. And we need that to lock in from opening tip, because I feel like this is going to be one of those big desperation wins, desperation time performances if Boston wants to get a win. We're going to see a better performance from them today at 3:30. But I feel like those Knicks are going to have to match it, and I think they will. Going to the chat. Yes, sir. Eric checking in. What's good, Eric? Keeping it close. Yes, sir. And he says, let's go Knicks. That's right. They got to keep it close. Okay, that's been the end. I'm going to get to my keys in the game. But absolutely, they have to keep it close, because that's the story with the Knicks so far in the playoffs. The Knicks have showed grit. You know, everybody was talking about, this team is too finesse. Even some people even thought they were soft. The Knicks have showed that's not the case. Okay, they just have more offensive weaponry on this team than the last couple of years. And yes, last couple of years was a lot of grit, no doubt about it. And they lost some grit in the trade that they made with Cat when you gave up Randall and DiVincenzo. Okay, but Cat has proven he has some grit with him, but he's a better offensive player than Randall was, which helps the team. DiVincenzo, hey, we didn't want to give him up, but you got to give the get. But Mikal Bridges and these guys are showing that grit is still in the DNA of this team, and they just have to find a way today to keep it up. But yes, the Knicks' MO in the playoffs so far, in the Detroit series and in this series so far, is they're going to keep fighting you. They're going to keep fighting you on both ends of the court. Defense, offense. They're going to keep fighting you. If you give this team any kind of an opening in the fourth quarter, they're going to find a way to get the job done, especially with my guy Jalen Brunson, who just captain clutch. He won Clutch Player of the Year award this year, and he's showing just that of who he is. And keep in mind, folks, every time that Jalen Brunson has a rare off game, that next game is hell to pay. So I expect a big time effort from Jalen Brunson today. Listen, he had an off game shooting last game. It happens, you're not gonna play perfect basketball, but when he did have an off game, I like the fact that Cat stepped up his game. Josh Hart stepped up his game. Mikal Bridges in that fourth quarter offensively stepped up his game. Everyone locked in it. And we even had a do sign. Like, it's a collective effort to beat a team like the Boston Celtics. They're the champions for a reason. You know what I mean? And that's what we're going to need today. Cliff is checking in, says, what up? Yes, sir. What's goody, Cliff? I know you ready for the game. We all ready, man. That atmosphere at the Garden is going to be nuts, man, in a little while. It's going to be a nuts, as we are about 26 minutes away. That atmosphere is about to be nuts, man. I can't wait to see it, man. We're going to need that. I need all Knick Nation that's going to be at that game to lock in, man. I'm going to need that lock in. From opening tip, we got to give Boston that NYC hospitality screen. Yeah, we already know. Hey, I saw the ticket prices are bananas. It is a hot selling ticket. They are still sold out, as you would expect at Madison Square Garden, Knicks Nation. But I'm gonna need whoever's at that game, whether you just there to be seen, which is what whether you're there to be seen or you're there to screen. I need it loud and proud. And I expect that kind of energy today. They got to make Boston so uncomfortable today. Because I'm telling y'all, I feel like Boston is due for one of their top efforts this game. They are a desperate team. They know what's at stake. They know they cannot go down 3-0 in this series. If the Knicks get a 3-0 lead, this series is basically over, and they know that. So we're going to get their top effort today. They're going to get their top effort today. The Knicks have to match it. They have to weather their storm. They are a good team for a reason. Okay, they're a good team, but the Knicks are a good team as well. They got to be ready to go, man. They got to be ready to play. No doubt about it. Eric, let's see Eric's comment here. Let's see here. Eric says, I'm expecting Garden to show out today. We need the energy. No doubt about it, bro. We need that energy, man. And that's what you would expect. Listen, it's always been loud at the Garden, especially the last few years as they have returned to prominence as a power in the Eastern Conference the last few years since Leon Rose got here, took over. But I remember being at game 2 of, I just tweeted this too a little while ago. I remember the energy that I felt in that building in game 2 against the Atlanta Hawks. Man, I tell you what, when Obi caught the oop from Burks, I'm telling you right now, me and my wife were in that arena. We felt the ground shake, okay, how loud it was in that. And I need that again today. The Knicks fan energy is going to be on them. The Knicks just have to match it. They have to match it, man. You got to keep this crowd going. You got to give them something to cheer about. They're going to lift up the team, but you got to keep that energy there. And I expect Knick Nation to be nuts. So Knick Nation, if y'all out there, you pass through this channel, y'all better be loud today, man. Don't sit on your hands for nothing. I want to hear voices extinct by the end of the game today, man. Straight up, because it's going to be a movie out there, y'all. It is going to be a movie. Yes, sir. I'm telling you right now, I can't wait for this game, man. I can't wait for this game. Okay. Cliff says, new Pope, we got hope. Don't give the Celtics no rope. Knicks in 5. But your lips to God's ears. Yes, the Pope from Villanova, the new Pope from Villanova, from even the same city and hometown as Jalen Brunson. The stars are aligning, y'all. The stars are aligning. Let's hope that it is a sign of things to come. Get it done, man. Eric says one of these 2 games, they're going to catch fire. We got to match the desperate. Yeah, man, because you know what? The Knicks have done a good job defensively stopping their 3-point barrage offense that they're into. You know, you could debate whatever it is, whether they should play that style. I always debate it, but it won them a championship, so they're going to naturally stick to who they are. There's going to have games where they just make everything. The Knicks got to make sure they make it difficult on them, okay? They're a good team. They find ways to scheme, open, good shot, good looks. But sometimes an open shot is a subjective stat because just because you're open and farther away doesn't mean it's a good shot. Just because you're 36 feet away and you're open and you take the shot doesn't mean it's a good wide open shot. You know what I mean? It just all depends on who's on fire and who's in rhythm. The Knicks got to do a good job today of being able to keep doing what they're doing and scheming it that way. Because, listen, there's no secret what the Celtics want to do. They want to bomb away. You know what I'm saying? They want to bomb away. They want to play 5 out, let Tatum and Brown create, and then whoever's open will get the shots. That's what it is. The Knicks have to be ready for it, and they've done a good job. And you got to credit tips to that. You got to get credit tips for that. But Mazzulla's a good coach as well. He's been hearing the talk the last couple of days after that game 2 loss. So I expect to see some wrinkles here today to see what works. Tibbs got to be ready to lock in and counter that. Okay, it just is what it is. Ramon checks in. What's goody, Ramon? Like I told Angel, this is our most important game of the season to the next most important one. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. But make no mistake, even if the Knicks were to lose this game, they are still in the driver's seat. Today, the pressure is – don't listen to the media, everybody. The pressure's on Boston today. The Knicks have to play their game and battle and keep it closer to the fourth quarter and rely on what they have done best, and that is Captain Clutch, Cat, and his team making it happen in the big moments. That's what we are about. That's all we got to do, though. Pressure's on Boston today. We can't make it easy on them to get to breathe today, whether it's the fan base with the noise and the energy. The defense cannot allow the Celtics comfortable. We'll see how the NBA refs call the game today. We'll see. But the Knicks cannot make it easy on them today. If Boston gets it today, they're going to have to earn it. That's got to be what it is. That just is what it is. Facts, says Eric. Media trying to make it seem like the pressure on us. Fuck out of here. We on house money. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, it's house money at this point, man. First of all, no one even gave the Knicks a shot in this series. There was more people saying it was going to be the Knicks down 0-2 than it was going to be 1-1. Okay? When they took game one and took home court away from Boston for the time being, the pressure was on Boston to win that game, to tie the series, and they still lost that game. So how is it now that the pressure's on the Knicks up 2-0 in their building? Stop. The media just always wants to, create narratives to shit on the Knicks. Real ones know. Real ones know. Basketball-wise, listen, no doubt about it, you don't want to give Boston life. There is truth to that. But the pressure is not on the Knicks to win this game more than it is. There's pressure to win every game. It's a playoff game. It's designed that way, y'all. It's designed that way. Every game takes its own story, okay? Game 2 and A1 and games 1 don't affect game 3. The only thing that it affects is the pressure for the team that's down 0-2 to win game 3. So that pressure's on them, not the Knicks, okay? Not the Knicks. Now, if Boston was to find a way to win this game, yes, then the pressure does fall equally on both the Knicks and the Celtics, okay? Because the Celtics don't want to go down 3-1 in game 4, and the Knicks don't want them to tie it. So, yes, there is something to that. The pressure is on the Celtics. Screw all that noise. I'm not a believer in that. The LOL Nick Brigade is not going to fool me, man. Not at all, fam. So, as we break down this series real quick, the first 2 games, OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges' defense has lived up to the hype. Now, they got that nickname Wingstop before the season because this is what we envisioned when these moves were made. When OG was re-signed, when Mikal Bridges, we made the trade for Bridges, gave up those 5 8th graders, future 8th grader role player picks for him. This is what we envisioned. We wanted this to be the case because we had visions. Leon Rose had visions of battling this team with their defense and their 5-out offense with Brunson and Cat and Bridges and OG and Harden and so forth against Boston. And right now they have lived up to the hype. And when I say live up to the hype, first of all, OG Anunoby has basically outplayed Jason Tatum in this series. Don't let anyone fool you if they try to say otherwise. First of all, he dropped 29 in game 1, okay? Locked Tatum down. He put Tatum in jail, okay, on defense, okay? All right? And outplayed him badly. Now, game 2, OG didn't shoot well, but I thought he concentrated more on defense anyway. And he locked in and took Brown out of the game. He took Tatum out of the game as well as Bridges. And we all know what Mikal Bridges has done defensively in both games. Key plays, key steals, big-time clutch moments, especially defensively. They have lived up to the hype. Let's look at, first of all, through the 2 games, the defense with OG. OG in the first 2 games has held Boston players to 7 of 34 shooting. That is 20.6% as the primary defender. So is there anyone out there that's still complaining about how OG got the money that he got? How the Knicks brought him back for less than a max? Anyone out there? I'm just saying. This is why he was brought back. This is why you take care of the premier two-way forwards in the game. You have this is why you pay those guys, because this is what they're here to do. Okay, this is what they're here to do. And OG, it's well documented. If you're paying attention, he has had career highs in every statistical category this season. He has come into his own and had his best season as a pro. It is not a coincidence. It is never been about OG's talent. It has been about health. And he has stayed healthy for the most part this season and had career highs in every statistical category. Okay? But this is why you bring him back, and this is why he is who he is. Okay? 20.6% shooting through 2 games. Man, it don't get no better than that. And that's why you bring that man back. The Man Cave checks in. Let's go Knicks, y'all. Smash that like button. About to stream that Knicks Celtics game 3. Let's fucking go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to my guy, Man Cave. Yes, he is going to be streaming the Knicks Celtics game live when they tip off. Make sure y'all go to that man's channel and go subscribe to his channel, man. Very informative. Good dude. Always ride or die for the Knicks. And yes, he is going to be doing what he do. Yes, sir. Shout out to the Man Cave. And anyone new to this channel that's passing through, man, smash that subscribe button and subscribe to Born for Sports, man. Especially if you're a New York Knicks fan, as we are chopping it up, talking about this pregame before it starts. But, you know, as I said, man, through 2 games, OG is showing his worth. And Mikal Bridges as well. He has had a tremendous series defensively. He's been shaky at times with the offense, but that game, that fourth quarter in game 2, he was tremendous. All 14 of his points were clutch, and he made plays. And his defense, no matter what's going on, his defense has been up to par. Okay, all of y'all that been complaining about them picks, y'all need to apologize, because this Knicks team will not be up 2-0. This Knicks team would not have gotten past Detroit, okay, if it wasn't for the contributions of OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, man. Their defense has been great. Okay, their defense has been great, man. The man even played 51 minutes in game 1 in that overtime win. Okay, turned around and had a great defensive performance in game 2. He was tremendous, man. And listen, that's why they are here. That's why they are here. Now, let's also talk about what I have enjoyed. You know, now, if you have been paying attention to this channel, or even caught me on other, live streams as me and my guy T, we were on a Celtics Talk Weekly live stream, was it last week, right before the game 1. Shout out to those guys over there, good dudes. I told everyone, I said, listen, on this channel and that channel as well, on anyone that's listening, I said, OG Anunoby, okay, is the key to the Knicks being able to compete in this series, because he is one of the best two-way players in basketball and is one of the best on-ball defenders, if not the best in basketball. And he usually locks in on Tatum whenever he has been able healthy to play. He has done a good job of him. Coming into the series before game 1 started, he held Tatum to 5 for 20 shooting as the on-ball primary defender. Okay? And look what he's done. Tatum has shot 3 of 14 in this series when guarded by OG, and 8 for 34 overall this season. That is why he is who he is, and that's why you pay him. OG Anunoby is a tremendous defender, and I expect him to continue to be the primary defender. Now, listen, you're not always going to stop really great players or whatever. Sometimes they're going to have games where they're just hitting everything, no matter what you do. But the Knicks, no, they have to make everything difficult. You got to slow them down and contain them. This OG has gone beyond expectations of containment. He has straight put him in jail. Jail. Straight up. The numbers don't lie, folks. The numbers don't lie, man. The numbers don't lie, y'all. Okay? Is there anyone out there that thought that the Knicks could win this series with Tatum dropping 35, 40 all the time on us? No chance. But that ain't the case. And at them numbers here, if we get that same type of effort tonight with this Knick energy, crowd energy at the Garden, It's going to be a movie. It's going to be a movie, and we need it. Hood Take T checking in, OG with the lock. Yes, sir. He's put him in jail, bro. It has been straight lockdown city. The Knicks have to continue to do. Now, they're going to always, you're not going to always leave one guy on a guy for every possession. There'll be times where you see it all the time. They know the kind of defenders that OG is. So what do? They like to set those high screens, trying to get Brunson and Cat locked on them and stuff like that. Tibbs has done a good job of having counters for that. And you know what? Every time OG and Bridges has been on them, they've done a good job, especially OG and Anunoby. I expect the same today. Like I said, Mazzulla's a good coach. He's going to throw some wrinkles out there today. But the crowd, I wouldn't be surprised if the crowd is out there going nuts and just giving Tatum that business, man. And I heard a little birdie told me that there's going to be some energy towards Tatum today at the Garden. I think there's some there might be some signs out there talking about Tatum, you are not Kobe. So let's see if that energy matches it. Let's see. I can't wait for this game, y'all. I cannot wait for this game, man. Now I'm gonna give y'all my 5 keys to the Knicks win today, for the Knicks to get a win today. And I'm telling you right now, they got to be locked in because I expect a top real deal effort from this Boston Celtics team. They are the desperate team. Sometimes the more desperate team with pedigree finds a way to get one. Okay, so the Knicks got to be ready. I'm just glad it's at MSG. But my 5 keys to this win, for the Knicks to get a win: Deuce must continue to emerge. And why am I saying Deuce has to continue to emerge? Because, listen, Deuce has not been great this year. He just has not, okay? He's battled some injuries early in the season, but I have found that Deuce just has not been the same this year, and pretty much hasn't been as consistent as he was in that Philly series last year. I thought in Indiana he was wild and inconsistent in that series as the Knicks lost in 7 to them. But in a nick of time, he has really emerged. And if we can get Deuce back to being Deuce and getting that crowd chanting.
Nice feed, McBride in rhythm. Oh, knocks it down as the crowd was chanting.
It's going to be huge. Deuce McBride is a key player on this team and for this bench. He has come on. He had 13 points in game 1. He had a real solid game in game 2 and was in the middle of all of that comeback when we were down 20 in that game 2. He had some big time threes, got a fast break dunk, played some solid defense. If Deuce can continue to do this, oh man, it's going to be great. Listen, we all know the Knicks bench is not a big time bench as other teams in the playoffs. It has to be addressed in the summer. But Deuce McBride has to be a given. And his minutes, especially when Brunson and Cat have to rest minutes, his minutes and his contributions are huge for the Knicks to have success in the playoffs, especially against the Boston Celtics. So shout out to Deuce for being good in the first 2 games. We need more of that. My number 4 key for the Knicks to win this game today: they have to make their free throws and cut down on turnovers. First of all, game 1, they were terrible at the line. Now, I understand that some of that was the hack and Mitch stuff, but for the most part, the Knicks did not shoot it really great in the free throw department in game 1. Game 2, they played a lot of sloppy turnovers, man. A lot of sloppy turnovers, especially in that first half, man, where they couldn't get the ball in the barn. They were just struggling offensively, shooting-wise. They had some bad turnovers. The Knicks have to be able to cut down the turnovers, play smart, but when you get to the line, make your free throws. Now, the first 2 games, the refs have been wild and consistent with the calls, okay? They have given, for some reason, more free throw attempts to Boston, which has just been chucking up threes for the most part. Whatever. We all know what time it is in Boston. They're always going to get those kind of things. We're at the Garden now. So I expect things to be more even, okay? So When the Knicks are the more aggressive team going to the rack and get into the line, they got to convert. And none of this sloppy turnover stuff. Play smart, play fundamentals. They should be all right. My number 3 key, OG and McCall must continue to frustrate Tatum and Brown. Yes, as I stated earlier, they have done a tremendous job. Wingstop has been alive and well in this playoff run, and especially in the first 2 games. They got to continue that. They got to frustrate them. Listen, Tatum is hearing a lot of heat up in Boston for the way he's played the first 2 games, okay? He's going to want to go out there and show out. Hey, we continue to frustrate him with our defense and with our wing defenders, make that heat on him. He usually cracks. That's who he is. That is who he is, man. It's already in his head that he's going to have to carry this team. He might have one of those efforts today where he's going to be just super aggressive. The Knicks have to play smart and contain him. Brown's another guy. You got to pay attention to him. You know, he had a solid game 1, but faltered in the 4th quarter when it counted. And the Knicks have to be ready for that. So, yes, let's keep on keeping on and put the clamps on them dudes. Number 2, be ready for the Boston desperation effort and match it. Keep MSG energy rocking. Yes, sir. That is a definite key. A definite key they have to do. You have to make sure that you are able to match that energy, that effort with the energy. Because listen, they won a championship last year, so you gotta expect that they're gonna sooner or later have one of their games where those threes are gonna fall. You gotta make sure you don't make it easy for them. Keep it close and get the job done. See if you can get the job done. But the effort's going to be there. The Knicks can't shoot the way they shot in the first half of game 2 and expect that every game they're going to be able to come back from down 20. That's not something that happens in the NBA. In the playoffs, it's not designed that way. The league is too good. You can't be spotting teams 20-point leads. It's tremendous when you get the win after that. It's a tremendous feeling. But hey, you're at home. Let them come to us. You know what I'm saying? We are shown to be the stronger team mentally, okay? And you got to be ready for that effort. So match it, and if we match that effort, this crowd is going to be all over the Celtics, and that is that's like an extra man on the court playing 6-on-5. And my number 1 key for this win today, if the Knicks are going to win this game, stay close into the 4th quarter so Captain Clutch and Cat can deliver. And yes, that has been the MO for this Knicks team. That has been the MO. If you keep it close, and Captain Clutch Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson has an opportunity.
Trying to wait till the end. Brunson puts up a 3. Bang! Bang! Jalen Brunson hits the 3 with 4.3 remaining.
That is who he is, and that is what he has done, and the player he is. He always finds a way. He won Clutch Player of the Year award for a reason. Ice in his veins. Even in game 2, when he had an off-game shooting, he came up with clutch bucket after clutch bucket in the 4th quarter when they needed it. So, yes, keep it close and make sure we give these guys an opportunity to get the job done. So that's going to wrap it up. Enjoy the game, Knicks Nation. Shout out to Knicks Nation and everybody out there for chopping it up and joining me. And all I ask is one thing. Like and subscribe to this channel, Born for Sports. Hit that subscribe. Smash that subscribe button, because guess what, folks? I don't just talk sports. I talk all sports. As you can see, I talk New York Knicks basketball. I talk New York Giants football. I talk New York Mets baseball. I talk Yankees. I talk Nets, Jets, whatever you want to talk about in the world of sports, especially New York sports. Shout out to Knicks Nation. Listen, keep that energy. Be loud and proud. Let's go, baby. Let's get this win today. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go, Knicks.